Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Jill, for coming. One, to the retreat. We had an amazing weekend together, and it meant a lot to me that you were an early adapter, early fan, and came to our very first one. And I would just love to take a couple minutes with you. I'm happy that we're sitting down together, and would just like to hear more from you on, I guess, first question. What made you excited? What made it like a heck yes for you when I shared with you that we were going to do the Rooted Living Retreat?
Well, if you know anything about Kat, you know she puts 100,000% into anything.
Ah,
So that right off the bat was something that I was more than eager to not only be a part of, but have juice and wellness also, associated with your retreat, because I could
yes.
do my health and wellness of my love of, nutrition and then helping out Kat as well at the same time
Aw.
with the retreat. Cause I know you put everything in your heart into everything. So I wanted to be a part.
Aw. Well, I'm happy. One, thank you for saying that.
Mhm.
And I should have mentioned too, food was huge for us for this. There is a huge gut brain connection, and we are what we eat, and it can either make you feel amazing or feel horrible. And it'll either be a part of what makes you thrive or just make you feel like you're clunking all around. So,
Mhm.
you and I really bonded through our love of health, and you're just up there in the wellness, like, guru, eating up every piece of information you can. And I've learned a lot through the notes that we've shared. And we did carry Ofema Farms juices and wheatgrass, which
Wow.
Jill was a huge proponent of helping make happen because you're their juice maestro. So
Mhm.
I do want to give you a shout out on that too. So
Thanks.
but you didn't have to come, and that meant a lot to me. You could have just been like, here's your juice. I hope it's a great weekend. But you just brought such a love and light and energy from the second that you arrived of like,
Oh,
let's do this, and like
thanks.
let's make an amazing weekend.
Mhm.
And I couldn't have been more happy that you were a part of our original group of guests that did it. Was it once you were there, if we were to like kind of go back and
Mhm.
reflect on the weekend, was there anything that stood out to you that you just really just either loved in the moment in a way that surprised you even more than you were expecting, or take us
Actually,
through that?
everything really blew me away. I didn't know what to expect. Walking in, I've never been to retreats. I didn't even know what to expect and what should I could expect, what
Yeah.
should I expect? And everything was so curated and so like thought out. You could tell, right? And the space was so elegant and it was like stress free. Just as soon as you walk in, the vibe was just chill and just I didn't, first minute I got there, just I'm like, I'm definitely not leaving for a while. So this is great. Yeah.
We wanted you riding that
Yep.
relaxed, blissful,
Mhm.
like chill vibe. It was good vibes through every end of us thinking about what we were going to do. So I'm glad as soon as you got there, you felt like you were riding that wave. Like you were
Oh, it
just
was amazing.
ready for takeoff. What was there a particular session or anything in terms of some of the things that you experienced that you
Sound healing, hands down.
they sound
Never,
healing?
never had an experience like that. Never had sound healing, session in my
Same.
life.
The
So
first time I experienced it blew me away.
blew me away. I did not know that what to expect, what to feel, but it was a combination of that, just letting go. I
Right.
didn't know I needed to release an emotional release. When it was done, I was like, it was just never felt that feeling before. So it was great.
They always say you should like let things go or release them, whether it's
Mhm.
a thought or something that's been weighing on you. And there is something about, in this case, the type of sound healing that we did for this session was a whole Six Gong Gong concert by Valerie Weir, who's absolutely amazing.
Mhm.
And similar, the first time I ever experienced her in one
Mhm.
of her sessions, I felt like I was just never body, mind had experienced that much of a release. Like I wasn't chained to a certain thought. My body felt almost weightless, like I was just kind of backstroking through universal energy. It's hard to
It's
explain,
hard to explain.
but it really just, I don't know, it just does something to you. And
Amazing.
I'm glad you
Oh,
got
it
to
was
experience
so
that and that
awesome.
you loved it because it's a wild ride, especially for your first time.
Mhm.
Now, is there any other things that you had in mind that, and you can look down because I can always edit later.
Mhm.
Cheat it.
I would say I didn't expect the bonding between all the women, right? Like the
Ah,
dancing and the, just connecting on different levels. I wasn't
yeah,
expecting that. I was just going there to see what I could get out of it, just kind of like be there for you and didn't know what to expect, but everybody was so cool. Everybody was
yeah.
so down to earth, open, there was nobody was stuck up. Nobody had anything, it was I loved that. Everyone was open
Yes.
and warm and just I don't know, it was part of the vibe, I believe.
It's part of the
It's the vibe that
vibe.
you set, you know?
We did in our opening circle, and I'm happy that you said that because
Mhm.
I was really hoping to get everyone's bodies open, releasing any like tension, their hearts
Mhm.
open, their minds open, to be in a very like free flowing
That's
state.
how it felt.
That was
It's
an
so
intention
great.
behind what we designed, and I'm glad that you experienced that. And I remember when we first opened the session, we
Mhm.
did like a kind of why we're coming together session that
Mhm.
the amazing Courtney Poplier led up for us. And I
Mhm.
brought my great grandma's vase, and it's like a sunset color. And I said, in moments where you really are connecting with people and you just feel this pure exchange of love,
Mhm.
that is a result of that being poured into you through the hearts of those that came before you. And you're like a
Mm.
vessel of that. And it was my goal to, and I held up
Mhm.
the vase to
Mhm.
pour that into this
Oh,
experience and to
so
pour that into all of
beautiful.
you. And you missed that first part too. So I'm like, maybe that's why you felt that way. But I obviously kept that feeling going. And
It
I did
You
the whole
really
weekend. I
did.
was like, let me just keep pouring whatever's important into me, into all of this and
And I felt
everyone.
that. I mean,
And
I felt that even though I was a
uh,
little late to the party, but yeah.
well, I want to thank my grandma Catherine, for
Oh,
helping
thanks, Grandma.
make that happen. And my cousin Catherine ended up coming, who's such a smart cookie too. We share a namesake. And she kind of was pouring that same love from our family into it. So I think she's a part of like the magic secret sauce too.
Mm.
Like, I guess for anyone, my last two thoughts and questions would
Mhm.
be for anyone that's never experienced a wellness retreat,
Mhm.
um, what would you say to them if they have never even considered going, or if they're like maybe thinking of it, but
Just do it.
just
Don't even honestly think, just do. You don't really know what you're missing or what you might need unless you take that leap, right? Even if
yeah.
you need a weekend off, if you're stressed out, if you need a break from the kids or a reset, even if you want to experience a wellness journey, don't even think about that. Just do. I think everyone needs a release. They don't really know that they need it,
Yeah.
but just don't go in there with high expectations. Go in there, just be open and experience,
Ah.
just be open and just take it all in. That's what I did. And it was amazing. I
Ah.
can't believe I'm missing out this long on retreats, especially, I mean, well,
I
yours,
know.
you know.
Well, I'm kind of newer. The last 2 years, I started gravitating to out west, and I'm like, once I went to one, I had such a sweet release. So it's funny you use that word,
Hmm.
and I love a good wild and out girls weekend as much as the last one, like just going away and doing fancy things and trying a fancy place. But to be able to come and connect in such loving, open, meaningful ways, to where you're really getting your body and your mind and your heart into this really nurtured, restful, peaceful place. I think it's the best of both worlds. Like, if you're going to spend the money to have a great, wonderful time where you feel like you got away, why not leave feeling that reset and rested? And
It's
I
the
think,
perfect spot, like as she was mentioning before,
yeah,
that it's just not too far, but it's far enough to where you are escaping, quote unquote, right?
right. It's a change of scenery. It's enough of a drive where you feel like you're going
And
somewhere.
right. And
So we
you're
have this at Lakeview Hills in Lexington, Michigan, which is a beautiful golf course and resort, and they've got a great vineyard and winery, or a vineyard there, and it's a mile from Lake Huron. So I do think there's something about that setting that also just that you feel nature's kind of vibrations. But any final thoughts before we wrap
I
for
highly
before the next one?
I highly recommend, like I mentioned, to anyone looking just to de-stress, get away, even if you're not trying to improve your wellness, your journey and wellness. It was the best thing I could have done, honestly. Thank you for letting me be a part.
Ah, thank you.
Thank you for letting me be a part of it.